Okay, story time. I'm going to just do a short chapter from my book, Post-Separation Abuse, Betrayal and Abandonment, What Type of Man? And this chapter is entitled A Double Life, How and Why. It's like Goodnight Sweetheart. I had written a very long email to Philip because I felt unable to speak with him when he was here in Spain with me, mostly because I knew he would be angry towards me. He did not like to be reminded of his disrespectful behaviour. In his Dear Lorraine letter, he accuses me of not wanting to discuss things face to face, yet time after time he had shown me that he was unable to discuss anything meaningful face to face. Why? Because he flies into a rage, says hurtful things, and I end up crying and upset. So after my failed attempts to talk to him, I received a very long letter by email, and it read, Dear Lorraine, yesterday I had a very long day. Didn't sleep well the night before. Still got this chesty cough. I talked to you on the way to work as best I could. I talked to you on the way home, a call which you terminated. I stopped on the way home to eat because I needed to get out of the car and walk about. When I got home, I let you know I was safe, then crashed out. My phone was on Do Not Disturb, as it always is when I go to bed. Then, when I check my phone in the morning, I get an avalanche of text messages and missed calls. I know you're upset and hurt, but I need you just for a moment to try and think about how I would react. We have had ample opportunity to talk about the situation, and you have chosen not to. You also chose not to ask questions and said that you would rather not know. That was the agreement we made. And after that, things settled down and we got along fine. Your view of this was, if you can't cope and thinking about Katrina and me, then you don't think about it. Distract yourself. You have known me a long time, and it's obvious to anyone who knows me, and I make no secrets about my need for freedom and independence. I can't abide being controlled or manipulated. I can't for the life of me see how he would be controlled or manipulated. Plus, we did not make any agreement. The email continues. Your sudden appearance at my house, despite what you say this has not been your home for 2 years, was not only a shock, it felt like an infringement of my privacy. Okay, I understand various reasons why you did it. Up until you kicked off again, I thought perhaps it was a good idea that we spent so much time together as you seemed to settle down. But inside, I'm still annoyed about it. Never do this again, Lorraine. Then, when I'm preoccupied with work, you send me a long email with itemized list of things that you want me to agree to. Perhaps I'm trying to set some boundaries after he caused so much pain and hurt. Maximum damage, maximum hurt. The email continues. After we have had weeks to discuss this face to face, how did you think I would react? Don't get me wrong, these are important things to discuss, but would have been best done face to face. I'm writing this now because I want you to be able to listen to what I'm saying, but I can't check for your understanding. I am still thinking about your list of things, and I will get round to responding, but I am still concerned that you have decided you want to know the detailed truth rather than live a lie. I really don't think this is best for you. Best done face to face, yeah. Like his come and sit next to me on the sofa, face to face confession, yet unable to have a real meaningful face to face discussion. And the next phrase appears from time to time in his communications and also in his phone conversations. I'm writing this now because I want you to be able to listen to what I'm saying, but I can't check for your understanding. The email continues. The couple of weeks we were together at Lassina's, we barely separated, but we got on okay, didn't we? Just as we did that first week at Christmas. When I'm in Spain, everything is okay. We get on being together. Katrina is not an issue. I do not phone her when I am with you. It's just me and you. You and Katrina live in two separate worlds. I move between them. So our situation is more like a Goodnight Sweetheart program than a polygamous household where all the wives and children live under the same roof and have to cope with all the in-your-face competition and jealousy that creates. And yet, many, and not only Muslim and Mormon families, cope with this. Personally, I can't imagine anything worse than having two or more mothers-in-law. Also, our situation is not polyamory, threesome, where we all sleep together, although, unlike the mother-in-law, that might sound like it could be fun. Equally, it is not as if I was shagging my secretary after work, then coming home to sleep with my wife with lipstick on my collar, a relationship which the community know is going on behind your back. This type of affair is so widespread, it ought to be considered normal. It happens in more relationships than not, as we both know. How do betrayed wives cope with this? I can only speak for what I have seen, which is they pretend it isn't happening and hope it will go away. Although it often doesn't, it can last for decades. My own mother, my uncle Sid, are just two examples. I can think of other ones that I will not tell you about because you know the people involved. I'm sure you know examples of your own. Yes, I do know examples, but quite often the betrayed wives or partners do not cope with this. Why? They bottle up the situation, they do not seek help, and they start abusing alcohol, food, or even medications as a way to cope with or forget the trauma and the hurt. They can bottle up stress, anger, resentment, and that can lead to all manner of things, including physical illness like cancer, heart disease, many other mental health issues. It's well documented, not to mention the crimes that may be committed when one party is taken by jealousy and in a fit of rage murders the other party. The email continues. It seemed to me that you had accepted this situation, not liked it, but accepted it was happening, and yet I am now getting these emails, panicky messages and phone calls. When we are together, everything can be normal. You are safe and secure in Lassina's. You have plenty of money and work issues of your own to resolve, but buying food and diesel and paying all the bills are not part of it. Until I am able to retire, we can't be together all of the time. That's just the way it has turned out. Mainly, it turned out this way because he did not want to make a commitment to me. He would not listen to any other solutions of how he could work from Spain, have his UK house rented out, reducing his overheads, providing him with a monthly income, allowing him to spend more time enjoying himself, going diving and swimming in a pool and living in a retirement home we were meant to be sharing. The email continues. When I am in England, I have to work some of the time. When I am not working, I want to spend some time with Katrina. This isn't in your face. You would not even know about it had I not decided to tell you. It isn't affecting our relationship in any material or physical way. For example, none of your friends in Spain can see it going on. All I am asking is that you give me the space and freedom to be with Katrina sometimes. Cope with it by distracting yourself. Don't fret about it. Try to keep it in perspective. Yes, it is infidelity, but I can't imagine a less harmful or intrusive type of infidelity. You might think this is a big ask, and emotionally I suppose it may be, but then your end of the bargain ain't so shabby. Then I am seeing Katrina this weekend. This means that I won't be calling you on the phone. This will give you plenty of time to read this, try to put things in perspective, and come out feeling positive. Count your blessings, please. Just give me a little space for 48 hours. I will talk to you Sunday evening. DFILY. Kiss. Don't forget, I love you. So he tells me my end of the bargain ain't so shabby. Apart from the panic attacks, the anxiety, the feelings of being trapped, not knowing what to do, spending a lot of time on my own here, I started to take risks. I would go out when he was not here with me. Going out usually means going to the local bar, and the local bar means having a drink or two. Monday evenings, quiz night. Tuesday, intercambio and learning Spanish. Wednesday evening, darts. Thursday, intercambio, learning Spanish. Friday, 6 o'clock club, then maybe 8 o'clock club. So yes, most nights I tried to get out of the house and do something which also involved drinking beer or wine. Thank you for listening to this chapter. My book is available worldwide on digital platforms and also in Amazon, and now published in English and Spanish. And the title is Post-Separation Abuse, Betrayal, Abandonment. What type of man?